the hell are you doing on the field? It's like you don't even study the plays.
I've been trying to learn the plays. I've just been a little tied up.
Doing what?
Thanks for stuffing my muffin, Zach. I'll see you tomorrow.
This is what you've been doing with your free time?
What's up, YouTuberverse? It's your boy RB back again for another one. We got a lot to cover today. We're talking about the Broncos giving up 70 points. We're talking about the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals. We're talking about Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game. And we're going to talk about Coach Prime.
It's personal.
So let's get right into it. Nuance Machine, episode 61.
Not right now.
Let's kick it. All right, before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also, check out my shop, breeziesprints.com, where you can find all original designs printed on high-quality tees, tank tops, sweatshirts, and hoodies. All designs are done by yours truly, and without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so we had a very interesting week in the NFL. The Denver Broncos gave up 70 points to the Miami Dolphins. 70 points. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before in my life, and I've been a football fan for about 30 years now. Except for in Madden, never seen nothing like that before. And I want to point the finger directly at Sean Payton because he pointed the finger at Nathaniel Hackett before the season started. He was the one that said Nathaniel Hackett's tenure at Denver was one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL. And then he go out and give up 70 points to the Dolphins. Look, man, karma can be subtle or it can be very, very loud. And like right now, it's loud as hell, just screaming. You talk all that junk about another coach, and then you come out and you have a performance like that. Like, that's what you get. That is what you get. Next time, keep your mouth shut. Let the players do the trash talking. But with all that being said, I think Sean Payton is an elite coach. He will eventually get things figured out. Just not this season. No, this season's a complete wash. You're not making the playoffs. This season is over. They should be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. The Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. And the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They are also in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. They don't even have Kyler Murray right now. It's an embarrassing loss for Dallas, for sure. Slightly better than average, man, was exactly that. Slightly better than average. 62% completion percentage, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This is exactly why I call Dak slightly better than average, man. This is it. Like, those are just the most average stats you could possibly think of. Anyway, maybe the Cowboys aren't as good as we all thought they were. Oh, the Bears got swifty with the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
And then got blown out because they're a dumpster fire. And unless you completely live off the grid, I'm sure you've heard that the Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce is dating Taylor Swift. Now, I got to say, it's pretty dope to see a guy shoot his shot from Steph Curry range and just nail it. And like Travis Kelce did like the no-look, shimmy shake and everything. It was smooth as hell how he got her attention too.
Speaking of Taylor Swift, I know you went to the Taylor Swift concert. How was it?
Yeah, well, I was disappointed that she doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs that she sings. I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her.
You made her a bracelet?
Yeah, if you're up on Taylor Swift concerts, there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being there, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it. Not right now.
Your number's in 87 or your phone number?
You know which one.
Travis got a little bit of game, but yeah, big ups to Travis. Me being an Eagles fan, I do watch the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce, and he addressed Taylor Swift being at Arrowhead this past week.
The entire country losing their mind over somebody trying to give somebody a friendship bracelet or something like that.
That sounds whack.
I couldn't help but notice.
I couldn't help but notice.
Since it was all over the broadcast, the internet broke, social media broke. Every news network in the world covered it. You had a special guest watching the game in the Travis Kelce suite. How does it feel that Taylor Swift has finally put you on the map?
Shout out to Taylor for pulling up. That was pretty ballsy. Yeah, I just thought it was awesome how everybody in the suite had nothing but great things to say about her. You know, the friends and family. She looked amazing. Everybody was talking about her in great light. The day went perfect for Chiefs fans, of course.
It was very impressive. It was impressive on the field. It was impressive in the box. The energy was electric.
To see the high fives with mom, to see how, you know, Chiefs Kingdom was all excited that she was there. It was definitely a game I'll remember. That's for damn sure. And then we just slid off in the getaway car at the end. Took my Chevelle to the game, and yeah.
Got the convertible, baby. Oh, yeah.
Now, with that being said, Swifties are already getting on my nerves. They're like Cowboys fans. Like, they're just insufferable sometimes. Look at this. Since Travis Kelce's birth time is not known yet, give me time, here's Taylor Swift's birth chart with Kelce's planets on the outer wheel. They have the same path as far as sole purpose. Living by example through human connection is exactly what they embody.
His moon and her sun are hilarious, and their connection feels like best friends meets lovers. His Scorpio Venus conjunct her Scorpio Mars means electricity for both of them. His Libra sun plus moon boosts her 11th house of friendships and community. Taylor's vertex, aka spiritual gifts and magical people you may meet, and Jupiter is conjunct Kelce's Jupiter, showing a lot of motherly love and approval on both ends.
This is some next level astrology right here, and I think all that stuff is complete nonsense. I don't know what any of this junk means, but for some reason, I do know that I'm a Leo, whatever the hell that means. I know it's the lion. That's all. Like, that is literally all I know about it. And then you have folks that claim that nobody knew who Travis Kelce was until he started dating Taylor Swift.
Did you see that Taylor Swift's dating that football player? His name's like Travis.
Kelce?
Yeah, Travis Kelce.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that awesome? She's gonna be like helping him get his career going and like put him on the map. Nobody knew who he was until she showed up at the game for him the other day, and now that's all anyone can talk about. Like, she's really helping put him on the map.
How can so much nonsense come out of your mouth?
Isn't it crazy how Taylor Swift like put Travis Kelce on the map? Like, no one knew who he was before that.
No one knew who Travis Kelce was?
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I saw like the podcast on my TikTok sometimes, but like, she put him on the map. Like, no one knew who he like really was.
She didn't put that on the map.
Who knows who Travis Kelce is?
Every football fan in the world and outside of football, a lot of people knew who he was.
And then you have these folks. Assault red flag. A video from July of Travis Kelce aggressively punching his teammate during practice. This guy clearly likes to use his fists when he gets angry / impatient / agitated. And you if you think I don't have the right to be concerned about this man being with Taylor. First thing that comes to mind when I see this is clearly this person isn't a football fan. Not even a casual one. No, this is clearly a Swiftie who has nothing better to do with their time. Any football fan sees that and doesn't think much of it. You know, scuffles, punches, those things happen on a daily basis in football practice. When it happened in high school, our coaches would yell out, "We got a cat fight! We got a cat fight!" And then they would let it go on for, 5-10 seconds, and then they blow the whistle and break it up. You know, it's a warrior sport. And when these guys are on the field, they're tapping into pent-up anger and aggression. And actually, you could say that the mentality a football player should have is just controlled anger. And my second thought here is, what exactly are you implying? Like, that he might get physical with her? In a bad way, not in a naughty way?
Not right now.
You see how quickly a narrative can be made about a man? Yeah, Travis Kelce lost his control in this moment. But unless Taylor Swift is planning on putting on pads and lining up across from Travis on the field, I would say the chances of him assaulting her are 0 to none. Look, I obviously don't know Travis personally, but he's never been accused of anything like this. In fact, back in 2021, offensive lineman Chad Wheeler was charged with domestic violence, and Travis Kelce was asked about it, and he said, quote, "To be honest, it's disgusting. I don't even want to talk about it. It has nothing to do with the NFL. It's ridiculous that a guy like that even had a job. What happened with that young lady? There's no reason for that in this world, and he should be dealt with accordingly. I don't even want to talk about that. It's a very touchy subject. I think everybody understands that it's just flat out wrong." End quote. So I'm not quite sure what gives this person the idea that Travis might do something like that. And this here's my favorite part. You to think I don't have the right to be concerned. Yeah, person, you have the right to be concerned. That doesn't mean you're right in being concerned. Travis doesn't even have a record. Like, he's never been arrested or anything. The narrative this person is building is complete nonsense. Anyway, it's probably not going to work out. Give it time. You're going to hear a song like this.
He's just a shitty football player and I hate him for the things he's done. The only thing he cares about is scoring touchdowns and breaking hearts.
Now, I have mostly been talking about pro sports on this channel, but I do want to talk about Deion Sanders for just a second. What Coach Prime has done for Colorado and that program in just 3 games is incredible.
Thank God you're here, Coach MS Prime. What's the emergency? These ducks from Oregon have been destroying Colorado for years. Ain't no ducks gonna mess with Colorado when I'm in town. How can you defeat them, Coach MS Prime? The deck is stacked against you. With heart, determination, and Louis loafers. Because when you look good... What the hell was that? That duck just took a crap on you. You know what that means. You need a new cowboy hat. It's personal.
Was completely irrelevant. They won 1 game last year, and now they're the hottest thing in college sports, and it's all thanks to Coach Prime. Now, Deion is somewhat of a polarizing character because of his swag, his bravado, and his flashy personality. Football fans know all about Deion's flashy personality. He's been like that since the 80s. But his son is the Buffalo starting quarterback, and he has the same swag and bravado, and some people are just really put off by all that flashiness. And let's keep it real. Those some people are mostly older, conservative white folks. So Skip Bayless asked if Deion Sanders was Black America's coach. And I guess people were offended by that. And I feel like that's mostly young white folks that feel like it's their responsibility to be offended for the rest of the world. Me personally, I'm not mad at this question at all. But with that being said, I think I see where Undisputed is headed, and I don't really like it. You got 3 black men and Skip pandering to them and the audience. Listen to this take.
There is a deep-rooted, sort of a venomous vengeance that is starting to manifest itself against Deion among white coaches. And
there's been a lot of talk nationally about your pregame speech and your aggressive play calling. I think Skip Bayless called it venomous vengeance. Just curious what your thoughts are on that and kind of how your words have been skewed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Skip at all. I've never had a conversation with him. I've watched him enough to know how often he gets it wrong. So that to me is classless. What he's saying there, but I'm not really worried about it.
Like, come on, man. It just seems like you're just being like, hey, let me ask these black guys, is Deion Sanders Black America's coach? You see how racist these other coaches are being towards him? Anyway, I digress. That's not the point of this. I do think it's a bit deeper than that. Does racism play a part? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But what Deion represents is a new age of college sports. He represents college kids getting NIL deals. Hell, his son drives a Bentley and flashes his Rollie. Like, old conservatives hate that stuff. So the hate that Deion's getting is coming from people who want the old college football back. You know, kids suffering from injuries and concussions with no compensation while the coach, the school, and the NCAA make millions. And yes, some of this is rooted in racism. That comment from Colorado State's head coach talking about taking off your hat and glasses when talking to adults, that had some racial undertones to it.
And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught.
But with all that being said, I actually thought the way Oregon's head coach handled things was a bit better. People want to get mad about the quote of they're fighting for clicks and we're fighting for wins line that he had in his pregame speech, but I find nothing wrong with that. He was trying to galvanize his team, and in my opinion, it should have been a private moment. I actually don't really understand why they allow cameras in the room in those moments, but
felt a certain way about a group stomping on the O. They felt a certain way about guys talking to him in the pregame, and I'm proud of those guys because what they decided to do is talk with their pads.
Cinderella story is over, man.
That's pretty good.
Does that all mean something to you? Does that all mean something to you? Yeah, I sure as hell means something to me.
Hey, I'd like to report a crime to the murder to these ducks.
It's clear that Oregon's head coach has respect for Coach Prime.
Also, grateful and can clearly acknowledge that the attention that we got this Saturday, in large part, was due to Deion and what he's doing to college football. And if anybody can't see what he's done for college football and how he's bringing excitement to college football, you're crazy.
Now, if you're one of these folks that's actively rooting against Deion Sanders, you need to do some self-evaluation and ask yourself, why do I want him to fail? Dig deep, because Coach Prime is doing nothing but galvanizing college football and bringing it to a new era. If you don't want Prime to succeed, then you don't want college football to succeed. You want it to be what it was in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. It's 2023. It's time to move the game forward, and Coach Prime is the perfect coach to do that. Anyway, that's going to be all for this one, guys. I will see you on the next one.
Can't wait.
Love you guys. Peace.
Dark side, light this bitch up.